Hello, welcome to the Hire Me podcast. My name is Heather Balcerek.
And I'm Chris Lynn, and this is, again, the Hire Me podcast. Welcome to our trailer and introduction episode, where we're going to talk about who we are, why we're doing this, and what you can expect.
Oh, I'm so excited, Chris.
Hey, this came fast and furious, so I'm really excited too.
Oh, man. Okay, so I guess let's introduce ourselves. So I'll give it a go. So, hey, everybody, my name is Heather Balcerek. My pronouns are she and her. I was laid off. Dun, dun, dun. Like so many people here in the past, 6 months or so. So I was previously a talent development program manager with Amazon. I so much enjoyed what I did there. And, it was just one of those things that happened. But I am really excited because it's brought me to this place where I've gotten to meet people like Chris and have this amazing podcast together. And there's so much. What else do you need to know about me? I love like leadership development and talent development and helping people reach their goals. And I could talk about psychological safety all day long because it's something that's very near and dear to my heart. I live in Clearwater, Florida. I love the beach. Yeah, that's there we go. That's a little bit about me. Anything else you need to know, you can find it on LinkedIn.
Well, we're recording this, March 1st, 2023, and it is nice and warm where you're at, and it's freezing cold here in the San Francisco Bay Area, where we just had snow for the first time in like forever. So it's a crazy world that we're living in. Again, my name is Chris Lynn. I'm also in the talent development space. You might think, why are two people in talent development, L&D, doing this podcast? And like Heather, I was also laid off 4 months ago, actually, like to the day. And so we both ended up figuring out or finding each other through a mutual connection. And we both had the same idea of like, how do we help others get visibility while we're all kind of on this struggle journey together? And so we came up with this idea individually, and our mutual friend said, hey, you both have similar ideas. Why don't you connect and talk? And I don't know about you, Heather, but for me, I was like, oh, two heads are better than one. Let's collaborate. Let's make this thing happen. And here we are.
Yes. So shout out to Sarah Hempel. Thank you so much for introducing us to each other so that this could happen. And like you said, Chris, like just the whole goal around this was just we want to help people. We want to like get people out there in a new and innovative way. I mean, I guess maybe a podcast or YouTube, maybe it's not, maybe some people don't say this is innovative, but I mean, when you've applied for a bazillion jobs and you feel like you're not getting a response and you're posting on LinkedIn, you're doing all of the things you're being told to do, and you feel like you're gaining no traction, like this is something else that you can feature on your LinkedIn profile or link out to in your email signature to say, hey, meet me. And they, your recruiters and your hiring managers can go and just get a little snippet in under 10 minutes of who is this person and what do they do? What do they value? What do they want? So I guess
it gets some of that, weird, awkward introduction out of the way, right? Of like, who am I? Like, I've said this hundreds of times at this point in interviews. It gives a bit more insight into, for the hiring manager and the recruiters to say, okay, who is this person actually beyond just a piece of paper, right? And I think, I don't know about you, Heather, but for me, it's just like, I'm so sick and tired of the applications. I know that people, recruiters are reading them, but it just doesn't feel like it. So this is, again, like you said, another way for people to come and showcase who they are, allow their personalities to shine a little bit more so they can display those values and their own goals in a different way beyond a computer screen or a piece of paper.
Yeah, it takes down that a little bit of that nervous barrier where they can just really be themselves a little bit more. They don't have that pressure if it's a job interview. And I guess we'll kind of go into what to expect because this is, this is really kind of what to expect from here is when we're going to bring on individuals. And so it will be, it'll be myself and an individual. It'll be Chris and an individual. And, we figured like split the work, more people can get out there.
Yep.
Uh, so, but what we will do is we'll introduce them and we're going to ask them a series of 6 questions. And they're very interview type, but it's something that can really take about 7 minutes. And we're going to get into, what kind of role do they want? What kind of leader do they want? What kind of culture are they looking for? What is something that they're proud of, right? You're going to get a little bit more insight to these individuals. And this is also practice for them. It's an interview prep for them. So they get to format some answers in STAR or SOAR or CAR or whatever acronym you want to use for it. I heard another one. I heard RAC yesterday. I'm like,
Oh,
there's
that's
just
new.
a plethora. Uh, it gives them that opportunity to practice in a pretty safe environment. I feel
Yeah.
like we're a safe environment. We're fun.
Yes, we're fun. We're cool. We're hip.
Right.
But yeah, again, it's a very controlled environment that allows people again to showcase their work, their talents, their skills, their authentic selves, right? In a space that's very low pressure because there's so many people who just are not don't do well under that pressure. And so again, it's a very controlled environment where again, Heather or myself will just be asking the questions and they'll get to answer it. It's not the Heather and Chris show. It's whoever's on and doing the interview. They'll get to
Yeah.
share those kind of standard questions that you hear in a lot of interviews, but we'll allow them to go a bit more in depth here. But again, very quick hits. So again, you're gonna if you're listening to this or even watching this on YouTube, you're going to be able to see these interviews come out or hear these interviews come out. We're going to be on all of the standard podcast platforms, Apple, Spotify, and then again, if you prefer video content, on YouTube. So be sure to subscribe, follow us on all of those platforms, and you'll be able to, even if you're not looking to hire your next great hire, right? We wanted to make sure that you could maybe even potentially network with some of these individuals as well, and just connect with these people. So if you see someone someone looking for a role and you're like, hey, I'm also looking for that type of role, or I already have that role and I want to connect with them, this is a great way to network as well. So yeah, you'll be able to follow us and get interviews weekly. We're going to be pumping these out pretty frequently because there are unfortunately hundreds and thousands of
There's
people who are looking for jobs right now. And so we want to make sure that we can help as many of those people as possible. So again, find us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, whatever other podcast platforms are out there. And we will, we'll really be looking forward to showcasing these incredible, talented individuals.
Yes. We're on LinkedIn as well. Hire Me Podcast. And so you can come and then like Chris just said, it's not necessarily, if you're not looking for a job, you're not looking to hire somebody, this is a great way to network and help other people by sharing their episode to your network. We could talk about this forever, but it's time for us to close up because we got to go interview some people, Chris.
Yes, we got to go. We got to get this. We got to get the ball rolling. And yeah, we've actually got our live launch event starting in a couple days. So we're excited to get the ball rolling.
Absolutely. Everybody, we look forward to seeing you and introducing you to today's top talent. We are here to elevate it in any way that we possibly can. Join us on the journey.